Why you would not survive 24 hours in ancient Rome. If you were teleported to Rome in the year 100 AD, the smell alone would make you vomit in less than 30 seconds. But the smell would be the least of your problems, because this city was designed to chew up people like you and spit your bones into the Tiber. And the worst part? The danger that will kill you is not the one you expect. Forget everything the movies have shown you. Forget senators in white togas debating philosophy in marble halls. Forget Russell Crowe fighting with honor in the Colosseum. The real Rome, the Rome where 1 million people wake up every single day, is an urban nightmare that would make any modern slum look like a gated community. You are standing in the middle of the largest city the world has ever seen, and you have exactly 24 hours to survive. You open your eyes on the 5th floor of an insulae, the apartment buildings where 80% of Rome's population lives stacked like cargo in a warehouse. The walls are cheap wood and poorly cured mortar. These buildings reach 7 stories tall, thrown together by corrupt contractors, using the cheapest materials possible. The poet Juvenal wrote that living in Rome meant living in constant fear that the ceiling would collapse on your head while you slept. Collapses are so common that Emperor Augustus created a law limiting building heights. The law is systematically ignored, but the collapse is not the worst part. The worst part is fire. There are no stoves in the insulae. Residents cook using portable charcoal braziers inside tiny rooms with no ventilation, surrounded by walls of dry wood. One knocked over brazier, and the entire building becomes a torch in less than 5 minutes. You're on the 5th floor. The staircase is the first thing to burn. The residents of the upper floors do not go down. They jump or they burn alive. The door opens and the street hits you like a punch. Rome is the loudest city in the ancient world. Seneca wrote that he would rather live next to a battlefield than endure the daily noise. Wooden carts with iron wheels screech over uneven stones. Vendors scream prices in a vulgar Latin you would never understand. And then comes the smell. Rome has no waste collection for the lower classes. Residents throw everything out the window. Food scraps, feces, urine, dead animals. It all lands in the street and stays there. Rome has the Cloaca Maxima, one of the most advanced sewers in the ancient world, but it only serves public buildings and the homes of the wealthy. If you live on the 5th floor and need the bathroom at night, your options are 5 flights of stairs in the dark or a ceramic pot and the window. Most choose the window. Before I tell you about food, I need to tell you about something that will determine whether you survive the next few hours. Your clothes. In Rome, your clothing is your passport and your shield. A white toga is exclusive to free male citizens. If you are wearing jeans and sneakers, you are not an eccentric, you are a target. Rome is a city where perhaps 1/3 of the population are slaves. A stranger with no documents and no patron is automatically classified as a runaway slave, a barbarian, or a madman. The fugitivarii, professional slave hunters, patrol the streets looking for unfamiliar faces. They approach you, ask for identification, and when you cannot produce any, they drag you to the nearest slave market. Your stomach cannot take it anymore. You approach a thermopolia, the street restaurants where hot food is served from stone counters with built-in pots. Lentil stews, meat of questionable origin, stale bread dipped in garum, a sauce made from fish intestines fermented in the sun for weeks. Garum is the ketchup of Rome. A modern stomach would react to it like a biological weapon. But the street food is only the beginning. The real problem is lead. The Romans use it in everything: water pipes, cooking pots, wine sweetener. They call the sweetener sapa and add it to everything. Chronic lead poisoning causes confusion, aggression, and death. You, with zero accumulated tolerance, would feel the effects far more quickly than any Roman. You decide to visit the public baths, enormous complexes with hot and cold pools, exercise rooms and gardens. Thousands visit daily. But the water is not changed frequently. There is no chlorine. Hundreds of bodies enter the same water throughout the day, covered in sweat, dirt, and open wounds. The Romans go to get clean, but frequently leave more contaminated than they arrived. The public latrines attached to the baths are stone benches with holes side by side, no partitions, where a shared sponge on a stick serves as the only hygiene tool for everyone. At the Colosseum, 50,000 people watch animals slaughtered in the morning, criminals executed at midday, and gladiators fighting in the afternoon. Condemned men are burned alive or torn apart by starving animals while families eat sausages in the stands. The crowd watches, children included, as if it were a sporting event. The fact that you are horrified marks you as someone who does not belong. You leave nauseated. The diarrhea begins. Your digestive system is in total war against every microorganism you have ingested. Roman medicine offers bloodletting performed with unsterilized instruments by doctors who will not learn about germs for another 1700 years. For anesthesia, a mixture of opium and henbane that might stop your heart. You refuse treatment. Smart. As the sun sets, Rome transforms. There are no street lamps. The darkness is total. Gangs control entire neighborhoods with professional efficiency. One man distracts, another strikes, a third takes your belongings. If you resist, the knife settles it. Heavy cargo carts banned during the day barrel through dark streets at full speed because all supply logistics happen at night. Being run over is a statistical certainty if you walk long enough. But the real killer is what you cannot see. Rome is a laboratory of infectious disease. Malaria from the surrounding marshes, tuberculosis in the overcrowded insulae, typhus from the lice in every bed. Your immune system, built on treated water and childhood vaccines, has no memory of these pathogens. What is a bad day for a Roman is a fatal crisis for you. Studies of Greenland ice cores show Roman air pollution reached levels not surpassed until the Industrial Revolution. Breathing here for 24 hours equals smoking several packs of cigarettes. The sun rises again. Did you survive? Statistically, no. But here is what should truly impress you. It is not that you would not survive. It is that they did. 1 million people woke up every day and chose to keep living. 2. They raised children, built roads that still exist, wrote poetry, and invented concrete that hardened underwater, all while breathing lead and sleeping in buildings that could collapse at any moment. Life expectancy was 30 years, but that number is misleading. If you survived childhood, you could reach 70. The trick was surviving childhood. Half did not. Those who did were forged by every disease Rome threw at them. We are their descendants. And the fragility that would kill us in Rome is the price we pay for the comfort that keeps us alive today. 24 hours in ancient Rome. You would not survive. And that says more about us than it does about them.